Hello my girls, welcome back to another video. This week I wanted to do a monthly reset video. I haven't done one of these in maybe like 5 or 6 months, and I kind of miss doing them, like the full wrap up, updating my Notion, my reading journal, organizing my shelves, cleaning, just completely getting ready for the new month, especially with the holidays around the corner. I don't want to lose track of keeping my house clean, keeping my life in order before the end of the year. I feel like November hits and before you know it, it's gonna be 2026. So this week is gonna be a full reset. Let's get into it.
You're going that way. Now you're tracking right here. Got it? Now you're coming up.
Dominic, someone else is gonna come pull your leg.
Go!
I have a couple packages. Let's open them. This looks like a cookie box. It's a package from NARS. Ooh, this is so pretty. We have eyeshadow, lipstick, a gloss, another gloss. This is pretty for fall. Sensuals, a shine lipstick, proper lipstick. I'm pretty sure this is matte. Ooh, that's a nice little close. These are so pretty for fall. So sweet. This is my first package I've ever gotten from NARS. And we have Big Mama. First book I'm so excited about is The Mad Wife by Megan Church. This is our book club book of the month for November. Very excited. They called it Hysteria. She called it Survival. It's about identity, motherhood, and societal expectations surrounding motherhood and womanhood. This is set in the 1950s, and our main character is essentially the perfect housewife. She keeps her home clean. She keeps her husband happy. She has the babies. She does the cooking, the laundry, all the things. And then after she gives birth to her second child, I believe, everything starts kind of unraveling. I have some suspicion that it might kind of follow some postpartum depression or anxiety type of topics. Anyway, they have a neighbor named Bitsy who moves in, and essentially she just becomes like obsessed with this neighbor and also feels that this neighbor has some ulterior motives, and we're just following that. I cannot wait to start this. I cannot wait. It sounds so good. It's been a long time since I've read a like psychological type of suspense, and I just think it's gonna eat. Next book I got is Alchemized. Now, it's interesting because I've never read any fanfic. I've never even read anything like on sites. I can't even think of them right now, where like sites where authors can upload their work and people read it, like their fan fiction, even just regular works of fiction, whatever. I've never read any novels on there. Like even when I was a kid, I don't think I knew, well, I didn't have access to the internet, so that's probably why I just didn't know it existed. But anyway, this author, wrote a Harry Potter fan fiction with Hermione and Draco. And that was on one of these websites where like you could download it, read for free, you don't review it. And then she decided to publish this, not the same story, a different story, but with similar ties is kind of my understanding. I feel I really want to read it. One of my very close dear friends, Allison, told me that she thinks I would like it. We are both obsessed with Fourth Wing. And so she said that based on that, she thinks that I might like this, that this might be her new like Fourth Wing obsession. And so I was like, well, let me see. I got to give it a try. And I thought it might be interesting to hear my thoughts, considering I do not have a history with this author or any kind of fan fiction, and especially because I just read Harry Potter and watched all the movies just last year, and I haven't even finished all the books. So I don't know, I thought that might offer a unique perspective, because I feel like a lot of people who are reading this already know all of the lore behind it and like the things that are changed or whatever, and I'm like, I have no idea. I can't even off the top of my head remember what the fan fiction was called in this moment. I'm gonna remember as I'm editing, and I'll probably put it on the screen. So I feel like I have to show what the inside looks like, because I always wonder when people open their books. So this is the front, this is the side art. It's like red and gold. It's very pretty. Inside has like art. Only thing is like the cover, the slip cover doesn't fit on the book very well. Like see how there's like just a lot of extra? I don't know what happened. Okay, a few more. I also picked up Tuesdays with Maury. I believe Fedline really likes this book. I think I asked her that, and she said she really likes it. And I already had it in my cart on Barnes. So when I checked out for our book of the month, you know, things just kind of slid. They slid under the radar. This says an old man, a young man, and life's greatest lessons. It's supposed to be very short and just very impactful. Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. I've read I think all of his most popular novels. I've read Looking for Alaska, The Fault in Our Stars, and I feel like this is one of his like OG ones that I haven't gotten to yet or just never picked up. I don't know why. Ozza never intended to pursue the mystery of fugitive billionaire Russell Pickett, but there's a $100,000 reward at stake, and her best and most fearless friend Daisy is eager to investigate. So I love how his stories are set with younger characters. It's just quintessential John Green to me, and I feel like this is just going to take me back to like junior high, and it's going to make me very emotional, and he is nostalgia baiting me in this moment with this book in the year of 2025 about love, resilience, and the power of lifelong friendship. That's gonna be so good. All right, last book I got is the new Vari McFarlane book called Cover Story. 2 office rivals, 1 secret mission. Now all they need is the perfect cover story. This premise, just from this cover, kind of reminds me of Divine Arrivals, which is one of my favorite books, one of my favorite duologies. I'm not a big romance person, but I've heard that her writing is really spectacular, so I can't wait to try this one out and see how it goes. While the girls were in Dallas, I never opened anything that I got while we were there. It's literally still been sitting right here. It's been over a week at this point. So I'm gonna show you what I got. First, I'll have some photos that I dropped in here. It's me and Faith, me and Tati. The only thing I got from Blush are these. How cute. I love. These are the Zebra Sarsa 0.5. And I did grab every color. Very cute. Also saw that Lizzie got this bookmark, and I was like, where did you find that at? I think this is so cute. This is from the brand Milo and Molly. They have a website and a Instagram handle if you are interested in anything too, because it's basically Blush has a bunch of vendors. And I thought this was adorable. Next chapter. And I never thought about doing like felt bookmarks, but you can't rip them, so I feel like they'll just last a lot longer with the little tassel. Then the last day we went to Barnes, and these are the books I picked up. They were doing the buy one get one half off thing at Barnes again, so I got Black Cake. This is a book I feel like so many people have been wanting me to read for so long, and I just haven't gotten to it. Actually, people don't even know what it's about. In present-day California, Eleanor Bennett's death leaves behind a puzzling inheritance for her 2 children, Byron and Benny. A traditional Caribbean black cake made from a family recipe with a long history and a voice recording. In her message, Eleanor shares a tumultuous story about a headstrong young swimmer who escapes her island home under suspicion of murder. Secrets unfold. Mystery of a long-lost child challenge everything the siblings thought they knew about their identities and themselves. Wait, this sounds so interesting. Oh, this is her debut novel. Charmaine Wilkerson's debut novel is a story of how the inheritance of betrayals, secrets, memories, and even names can shape relationships and history. Wow. Okay, wait, that sounds amazing. I cannot wait. Okay, my camera's about to die. I gotta hurry. And this is one of the books that people kept stealing while we were doing White Elephant at the meetup. This is In Cold Blood by Truman Capote. This is a true story, so this is nonfiction. No, this is fiction, but it's based on a true story. November 15th, 1959, in the small town of Holcomb, Kansas, 4 members of the Clutter family were savagely, by blast from a shotgun, held a few inches from their faces. There was no apparent motive for the crime, and there were almost no clues. He reconstructs the murder and the investigation that led to the capture, trial, and execution of the... Wait, why am I like shocked over this? I thought I read this in Barnes, but I think I misread because I don't remember it saying that. Wow. Okay. So that's In Cold Blood. Wow. That is very harsh. Okay. Last book I picked up was The Girls Who Grew Big. This is by Layla Motley. This is another book that was almost our book club book of the month for November, but it just did not get quite enough votes. But I still really wanted to read it. First of all, the cover is very provocative. You know what I mean? It really makes you think like, wait, what is this book going to be about? It's a selfie, and it's looking like a pregnant belly or postpartum belly. It sure enough is about, I think you're following quite a few girls. Like one of them has twins. One of them finds herself pregnant. One of them already has a baby. They're trying to finish high school, and basically the town thinks that like these group of girls have just gone wayward and like need to be fixed and saved. It says it depicts the shifting sands of these friends' secrets and betrayals, and confirms Layla Motley's promise by offering an explosive new experience on what it means to be a young woman. It just sounds so interesting, and she was also a best-selling author of another book called Night Crawling. All my stuff for right now, and I already am... Help me guys, I'm already building another cart on Barnes today. I was building another cart. I literally need help. I must be stopped. But Faith's book comes out very soon, and I want to pre-order it on Barnes, so I'm probably gonna do that tonight. I love books. I don't want to fall behind on my Notion again or my Goodreads, so I'm gonna update that really quickly. Unfortunately, I think the only book I've read since I updated this is Nice Girls Don't Win. My first Stephen King novel. I'm also gonna update my Goodreads, marking my book as read since I finished it yesterday, because I've not been doing a great job in marking it as read after I finish. So the dates are always kind of off on my Goodreads. I'm not ready to write a review yet. I don't know what I want to rate this. Currently 15 books behind schedule on my Goodreads goal, so that's amazing. I've given it up at this point. I'm just reading what I want. Okay, and then let's go back to my Notion and update the genres. Now I'm just going in and adding all of my ratings. I'm honestly trying to make sure I remember what I put for all of my ratings. I'm pretty sure I'm remembering correctly up to this point. I think Breaking Dawn was 5. 3 Days in June was 4 stars. The 5-Star Weekend was 3 stars. The Names 5. Toxic Empathy 5. A Little Life 3. The Queens of Crime 3. A Marriage at Sea 3. I might have rated The Queens of Crime 2, honestly. I did DNF'd, Nice Girls Don't Win, and then I think I'm between like a 4.5 and a 5 for 11/22/63. We're having our discussion tonight for Book of the Month because 11/22/63 was our October Book of the Month. And I think after our discussion, that will kind of, I don't know, after the discussion, I think it might tip the scales for me one way or the other, but I'm between that right now. And I will do an October wrap up in this video. I read 4 books. That's all, just 4. I think that's honestly my only updates that I have to do. I'm probably gonna update my reading journal tonight during the call, and I'll make sure I record that. Before I have to leave, let's try to talk about the 4 books I read in October and my November TBR. Okay, basically this was my October TBR. There's other books. I can't find them right now. I don't know where they are. The October TBR didn't last because with the meetup, it was too much. But regardless, these are the 4 books I did read. 3 of the 4 were audio. So the first book is The Queens of Crime. I don't own it. This was our book of the month for September, but I didn't finish it until the first week of October-ish. And it was okay. It's a historical fiction. It's essentially a group of women, mystery writers, come together to solve a real life mystery. Honestly, I thought it was pretty interesting. Just some of the parts fell a little bit flat for me. And just in general, I was like, I don't know if this is, I would necessarily recommend it. Like, was it worth the time I put into it? Semi, like a little bit. Like, I look back on the book with a degree of fondness, but I'm not obsessed with it. Honestly, if it wasn't on the list, would I even remember that I read it? Probably not. I really like mystery, so I think that is the part that intrigued me the most, but I do feel like the ending fell flat for me. I said that for a lot of books, I feel like, but truly the ending just wasn't there. I feel like we were following all these characters and all these things that happened, and they kind of just ended up being red herrings, like, oh, just focus on this thing. But then we got to the end and it was like, oh, that kind of had like a weak explanation. And I'm like, maybe it's just, you know, maybe she didn't want it to be, you know, super juicy, or she didn't want it to be very provocative, but I could have used some more provocativeness, honestly. So I'd probably give it like 2.5. And I really liked the audio, honestly. If you like that Victorian old English type of accent and speak, then you'd probably like the audio. I listened to it on Libby, so there was nothing really lost from it. So that's why I'm like, I can't be mad at it, you know? And I would listen to it when I was like getting in the shower, and it wasn't spooky, or it wasn't so mysterious that I was genuinely tense or worried or scared, like in a legitimate way. You know, it was just like a little bit of like, oh, I wonder what's gonna happen, or a little bit of suspicion. But I also can't be mad at it because it was honestly kind of like a relaxing read before bed. So I feel like it did what it needed to do. But as a general book recommendation, I don't know. But take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. You might really like it. Then I read A Marriage at Sea, and as I'm talking about this, I'm wondering if I already went over this in my last book video. I can't remember, but either way, A Marriage at Sea, I did talk about this. I definitely did. So I won't bore you guys by going back over that. I definitely have not talked about Nice Girls Don't Win by Parvati Shallow. She was on Survivor quite a few times, and the little blur, like the little subline on the book talks about like Survivor or something like that, or they marketed it in a way where I thought that it was going to be a little bit of behind the scenes about Survivor, and like honestly like maybe 3% of the book was about Survivor. So I do feel like it fell pretty flat in that regard because I was expecting Survivor. It's the same thing as The Last Gilmore Girl, that memoir. They put Gilmore Girl in the title, and then very little about the book was even about Gilmore Girl. So it's kind of like, oh, I feel like I got clickbaited a little. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a great feeling. At first, it was fine because I was like, oh, surely we're getting to the Survivor part. Oh, spoiler, I DNF'd it because I think that's honestly tops one of the most awful books I've ever read in my life. So I kept listening because I was like, oh, surely we're gonna get to the part about Survivor. It basically never really came. It did follow her life story. The only problem I took with it is I love a memoir that has something added to it, some kind of lesson learned, something that reminds me that we are really all alive and we are really all living life. And our decisions lead us down different paths, and that's the great joy of being alive and being able to make decisions for ourselves. That's what I really look for in a memoir, just to remind me of humanity and the goodness that's in humanity, and even the badness, because even that is a reminder of the fact that we are alive and we all have choices to make, decisions to make, and that those choices and decisions really have consequences, either good or bad. Like, I love a memoir that hits on that, and just I come away from it like, wow, let me go do something with my life, because we only live once and the years fly by so fast. And hers was very rah-rah. That's all I can really like think to describe it as. Just very rah-rah, loop-de-loo. Like, I don't think she knows what she's talking about. I don't think she knows what she's doing. I think she really likes to be the center of attention, and I feel like you could just tell throughout the book. Like, she's just making decisions, in my opinion, based on what will get her the most attention. Then fast forward, I think I got like 90% through. Actually, I think I can look. No, I'm not gonna look because I don't even care enough. Then somehow along the way of the story, she got into kink stuff. How did we go from like it being marketed as a Survivor tell-all to, so basically in order to like fight against the expectations of her, she decided to, I think, just like be like serial sleep with men, but then not only that, like wanted them to like do BDSM, and then the guys that refused to do it or said that they didn't want to do it, she got mad at them and like was basically be like, why not? At that point I was done, because like, what are we even talking about right now? I don't feel like that's information that you want to put in a book to live in the world for the, I just thought that was so weird. And then she just goes into all of her kink fantasies that she has. I was like, I'm done. Like, this what is the point of this? What is the point of this? What is the vision for this book? What was the mission? What are you trying to get across? I don't know. It was lost on me, and I think it's literally such a stupid book. Then I read 11/22/63. I actually have the physical copy of it. This is great writing. Like, I honestly, do I have a single bad thing to say about this? I don't think so. Like I said, our book of the month call is tonight, so where am I gonna land after? I'm not sure. But first of all, the prose. Gorgeous, stunning, beautiful. It is a hunk of a book. It's 850 pages. And one of my favorite things about books, it's what I love about Ellen Hildebrand's writing too, is there are so many characters. I love a complex plot. I love a complex storyline. I love complex themes. I love when there are a lot of characters that when you're reading, you really have to be so engaged with it. And you have to really love reading. You know what I mean? Like those books that really test, do you love reading, or do you just love saying that you are a reader? Do you love reading, or do you like just saying that you've read 500 books in a year? You know what I mean? Like, this is one of those books that makes you slow down, and it tests if you love writing for writing's sake, if you love storytelling for storytelling's sake. I mean, like, it's obviously 5 stars because I just don't have anything bad to say about it. The only thing is I listened to this basically, or I tandem read this basically all day yesterday. So I do think I'm a little bit like burnt out just on the story at this current moment. So maybe I should have waited before I gave a review. It's interesting because I thought it was going to be a lot more about JFK, but it's one of those books that it appears one way, but then you read it and you're like, oh, I'm actually getting so many other themes besides the main one that's on the cover, and I think that's a lot of fun, and it's gonna give us a lot to discuss and talk about on the book club call. I 100% recommend this. The audio I thought was fantastic. There was one part of the book, I like put it in brackets, that it had me, it had me sitting up in bed, like, what is going on? The voice actor for this did so well. He literally killed it. Yeah, this is great. I already cannot wait to reread it, annotate it even more, and keep finding new things about it because it's so big that you end up losing. You kind of forget the story a little bit as you go on. You forget the people that you've met. But I honestly think that is the beauty of complex stories, is that you can reread them again and again and again, and you'll always find a new thing to resonate with, or a new theme, or a new character, or a new little connection, because a lot of it is like this mystery suspicion type thing going on. So it's just an overall fun read. Like, you have, obviously this assassination is looming, you have some magical realism, you have strange characters, a little bit of like a spooky character, you have romance, like it really has so much. And plus Stephen King, I think because he's older, his writing is just so fascinating. I don't think I read very many books that are written by men, and so that also added a different twist and bend to the story, because I'm like, wow, men truly do just write so much different. And his style of writing, because of his age, was a lot of fun, honestly, to interact with and read. And just how he says different things than like what we would say in 2025. It's a lot of fun. So anyway, that is my review for 11/22/63. And now, honestly, the more I talk about it, I just like, this is a 5-star book. The more I talk about it, it's just, there's so much to it that it's like, I'm at a loss for words. I cannot wait to talk about it tonight though, because I feel like that'll really help me solidify it too on a rating. Anyway, let's talk about now my November TBR. This is so fun. I don't know what I want to pick. So for sure I have to put, where is it? The Mad Wife, because November book of the month. What else do I want to read? Maybe I'll just make November a traveling annotation month. I do need to finish Americana, because with the meetup and trying to finish 11/22, I have taken a break in this, but I'm loving this so far. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a 5-star read. And then another traveling annotation book that I just received is Some Soul to Keep by J. California Cooper. The girl that sent this said that her mom really loved this book, and so I can't wait to read it. Some of us are also going to read Pride and Prejudice. There's like 8 of us. We're going to read it and annotate our own copies and then send it, and then by the time we get it back, it will be annotated by all the girls. So in the other traveling annotations, we're doing like, we each choose a different book in that genre. For this new group, we're just gonna do Pride and Prejudice. Everybody's gonna send a different copy. So I have honestly a couple of copies. I think I have 2. I have this one, the Penguin cloth bound. It's just, there's not very much space at all in the margins, so maybe I won't send this one. This version, this is another Penguin Deluxe Edition, and it's paper, and it has, it's my favorite type of book, with the little flap and the deckled edges. Just, I think it might get really ruined if I ship it out, if it gets shipped out 8 different times. And do I want this one to be like busted up? I'm not sure. I'm debating if I should buy another copy to specifically ship out. I'm gonna add this to the pile just as a placeholder. I'm still gonna do Jane Eyre for my other traveling annotation that I'm in. I'm not very far into this, and I probably need to restart at this point. I think I might restart this now that I know a little bit more about the premise, because I hadn't known, and I did not know that this, I had said that this, to me so far, I'm only 50 pages in, has some pretty, what it seems like to me, Christian themes, and come to find out it actually does. So I'm very interested to read this. So this might be my other traveling annotation book. 4, 5, that's already 5, and that's already 2 classics. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to handle much more than that. Oh, we are doing some buddy reads. We're going to for sure buddy read of Mice and Men. This was on my October TBR and I never got to it. So I'm gonna bump this to November. I also might try doing these 2 as well. I talked about these in my October TBR video. I'm gonna try this Stephen King on writing and this The Elements of Style. This is kind of just like more like a reference book, but I still want to just remember to flip through it. So I think that's all I'm gonna be able to handle this month. Like, it's already so many books. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it, but we're gonna try. We will try. November TBR.
Allie, come to the front if that's you.
Yes.
Can you put your face in the full screen?
Yes.
Let me see.
Yes.
But the fact that they believed them too, I thought that was crazy.
I noticed he got like really like a lot more aware, too far away from you. But we're
I don't know, maybe as on edge.
about Al, he goes, you know, and
Yeah.
that was so powerful because decisions impacting everything else.
So that is like the main, like, I think that's the main point of the book,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
but no, like, I really love that train of thought because sometimes we want to go back and change the big thing that happened, but we don't know the smaller things it would change. That could even turn into bigger things.
Yeah.
I really love that because I don't really feel like we hear people talk about that very much. We always hear people like, oh, I wish I could change this person passing away or this accident. Like, it's always the really big things, but not the small things. Yeah.
I think that when he got his father out of the way,
That's
It's so amazing.
crazy, you guys.
Right?
Yes.
I think he wanted.
Good morning, guys. Last night was our call. It went really great. It went longer than I thought it was going to. I think it ended up being a little bit over 3 hours. And so I got a slow start to the morning because I am tired. We were talking because a few of the times we've had calls before, we've stayed up until like 1 in the morning. And I was just like, I cannot do that anymore, especially now that the boys are homeschooled. It was different when I was able to drop them off at school and like be able to rest after staying up so late. How all of them went to work and stuff after that, I have no idea. Even last night, because we typically don't have our calls in the middle of the week. Typically we have them on the weekend. But how did all of them get up and go to work this morning? I have no clue, because even just going to sleep at midnight last night, it was hard to wake up this morning. It's hard to balance everyone's work schedules and time zones. That's another thing, is some people are Pacific time zone, so we can't have the call too early Central time because it'll be like literally during the workday for Pacific Standard Time people. It's like Eastern time people just have it the worst because it's so late already. Like, the call barely started, it's so late. But anyway, we make it work. It was a lot of fun. We went over 1122. I think I for sure settled on a 5-star. Like, it really just solidified it for me. I love that book. And then we basically spent the rest of the night like talking about books we all want to read together outside of like the book of the month, giving book recommendations. And I ended up placing an order while I was on the call. That order will obviously be coming in soon. A few of the girls really want to read The Giver, and I've just heard such great things about it. And they did call me out and say, I've been saying for a long time that I want to read that book. So I'm being peer pressured. Truly the only kind of peer pressure I will accept. We're going to read that soon. Hopefully my books ship. Like, hopefully I just get it next week. But anyway, so let's start the morning. I'm just going to throw on some makeup. Me and Kaylin are potentially talking about getting me a new phone. So we might do that today. Gonna homeschool, make dinner, all the normal things. I did start our November book of the month, which is The Mad Wife, which is supposed to be like a psychological thriller. It sounds very interesting. So far I'm about, I don't know, 50 or 60 pages in, and we haven't gotten to like we haven't gotten to the meat of the story, I think. So after I get ready, I think I'm gonna just continue reading, pop open an energy drink, and just enjoy my morning. It's so beautiful in Texas right now because it finally is feeling like fall, and it makes me just want to savor the mornings and just get cozy and have slow mornings. Like, I feel like football is coming to a close here pretty soon, and it's gonna start getting colder outside. Like, it was already cold yesterday, and it just makes me want to enjoy the morning, because I feel like for summers I kind of like to get my day going earlier because it gets so hot, whereas in fall you can like enjoy the morning and then be out and about in the afternoon while everyone's at work and kids are at school, and it's still like empty. So that's one of the pros of living in the suburbs, is that while the dads, that's crazy. It's like the stay-at-home moms are stay-at-home momming, the dads are at work, or the moms work from home, or even at work. But I feel like there are a lot of stay-at-home moms in the suburb where I live. The dads are at work, the kids are at school, and it's so peaceful and so quiet, and like you could hear the birds chirping and the rustle of the leaves. It really is so beautiful. So I'm going to enjoy my morning, enjoy a fall morning. It's officially cold enough too where I have to put a sweater on when I wake up in the morning because it's freezing. All right, I'm on chapter 6. I definitely feel like this is a book, honestly, that you can read in one day, because last night before bed, after we got the call, I read to page 35 like easily. And then this morning I've casually read to page like 62. So I feel like low-key I might be able to finish this in the next couple of days. I hate saying that though, because every time I say that, something happens. Anyway, look at this cute bookmark I got. I don't know if I ever showed you guys this, but it has a bunch of classics on it. And I've seen people say that they've read every classic on here, which is cool. Great Gatsby, Handmaid's Tale, Of Mice and Men, Pride and Prejudice, Jane Eyre, Hamlet, 1984, The Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank, The Catcher in the Rye, Lord of the Flies, Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, Life of Pi, I don't actually never heard of that, Life of Pi, Life of Pi, I don't know, Frankenstein, Birdsong, Catch-22, The Wind in the Willows, Gulliver's Travels, Harry Potter Collection, Robinson Crusoe, The Old Man and the Sea, The Chronicles of Narnia, A Passage to India, The Lord of the Rings, A Brief History of Time, and Alice in Wonderland. Very cool. Anyway, and I like that it's like hard. Lately, I've been liking bookmarks that are made from a different, like more sturdy material, because they bend and break, and I hate when they have like creases in them. Anyway, chapter 6, I'm gonna continue reading, hoping that as I get to page 100, it will spice up a little bit. I'm back on my blue slush grind because I can't find the Bloom Apple Crisp near me. So until they restock that, the blue slush, it's really doing it. It literally does taste like the juice from a blue icy. That's crazy. Good morning. It is the last day of October, so I need to do a little bit of maintenance. I honestly don't really do maintenance. I'm just calling it that because I feel like that's what a lot of YouTube people call it. So first things first, I really want to whiten my teeth. I don't know, they look white on camera, but in person, I want them to just be like extra white. I think I've shared this before, but I did a whitening treatment like in office where you like sit under the light and they like hold your mouth open like that and you sit there for like an hour. I did that honestly like probably 2 years ago, and that lasted like a long time. And then they also sent me home with an at-home trays, and what is this? Philips Sonicare Zoom. So you like put the product into here. This is just funny that I'm at this stage because I remember growing up, my mom would do this, and I was always like, why doesn't she just use the strips? But this stuff works so much better. But I actually have the whole syringe left from when I got the in-house whitening done 2 years ago. Because like all you need is to put a tiny bit on just the teeth that show. I honestly go all the way back here too, because like when I smile, I go as far back as whatever tooth is showing. It's kind of wide. You just put a tiny dot in there. Like you don't fill the whole thing up, you know what I mean? So chill for 30 minutes. The hardest part is not having anything dark to eat or drink. So no soda for me. We'll see though. I did my first one last night. I feel like I can already tell the difference between last night and today, so. In, and then squish it in so that's even. That. They're very comfortable because it's literally my molds. And then I'm gonna do the top ones. How far back? Don't know if I'm gonna be able to talk with these in. I need to do my hair. I just washed it And then I'm gonna clean the homeschool room because it's a flipping mess. I think that's good. Just need a little dot for each tooth. And we're cooking. My hair, I feel, is finally getting longer. I feel like I haven't been able to say that in a long time, but I've been using the Olaplex shampoo. I grabbed it out of my shower, the number 4. It's supposed to repair, strengthen, and nourish. And when I first started using it, I was like, okay, like it's a shampoo. I'm not super, I don't know. I honestly, whatever shampoo gets sent to me that I have is what I use. But I think this is the first shampoo I've used that I'm like, oh, I actually can tell my hair is getting longer. So that's really nice. So I'll probably stick with that shampoo as long as I notice it's doing what I want it to do. So my hair's wet right now, but it's certainly longer. I also switched hairbrushes a couple months ago to this. Okay, I'm gonna take all my hair out of it. That amount of hair is crazy. I got a Tangle Teaser, the yellow one. And I wonder if it's just a lot more gentle on my hair so I'm not losing as much hair. I don't know. Besides that, I haven't changed anything else, and I do feel like my hair is getting longer, so. I still really love the Pattern hair products. I think getting the jumbo is super worth it, but I start off with the Moisture Milk. I either start off with the Moisture Milk or leave-in conditioner. I didn't even know this was leave-in conditioner, but I really like the leave-in conditioner as like a first product. As a cream, section my hair off. Go through each section and do the other side section. Through, and then I brush that through just so it's even. And I love doing a cast, so I do the curl gel also from Pattern. Just one pump, rake it through. And lastly, I shake it out and air dry. The last thing that must be done is shaving my eyebrows. This has been bothering me for like 2 weeks. I made a small investment in this Sephora razor. It's just like the Twinkle razor, except it's stainless steel, and I think the blade is probably better quality, and then you just buy replacement blades, which I bought replacement blades years and years ago. I don't even know how long ago. And I just pop them out, throw it away, and it's very nice. It has some weight to it too, and it comes in a little case. Anyway, let's shave these eyebrows down. And then, because when I do my brows, I like to brush them up with gel. Some of the hairs get too long, so I like to brush it up a little bit and then trim off tops. Honestly, now that I'm here, I might as well just kind of get ready for the day. But I filled them in a little bit. I feel like they just look so much better and not so unruly. I filled them, did I say I filled them in a little bit? I need caffeine, but I can't because of my trays. I filled them in with the Precisely My Brow in shade 4. I feel like it's not too dark. Curl my lashes. We're going to Faith's house later to play Catan. We don't do the spooky stuff. So there will be no trick-or-treating or anything like that. Actually, our kids specifically requested we not go outside today, so we will be in the house playing games, watching movies, eating pizza, and having a cozy night. We also have our playoffs tomorrow for football. Not tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow for football. So we can't have a late night because you guys know how we are about our games. We really want to win. Our team, for Kaiser, our team, and the team we're playing, we're the top 2 in our division. So it's a big game day tomorrow. I'm hoping they all, that's crazy to say, actually, never mind, I'm not gonna say that. I was gonna say, I hope they all stay up late eating too much candy. And I actually do need to go to the mall. Maybe I might stop by Barnes while we're there. Honestly, that sounds like a grand idea right now. That sounds like a grand idea. I realize we don't have any warm stuff for football, and we're gonna play basketball next. And it's just in the winters here, it's so cold and rainy and windy. So I'm like, we need to probably go to the sporting store and get some cold gear because it was 50 degrees this morning at 9 a.m. and we gotta make sure we play our best, you know, we can't be cold. I literally feel like my face looks so much better now that I shaved half my eyebrows off. And now my teeth are gonna be white. Like, that's all, honestly, that's all a girl needs. Is a little shape up, a little teeth whitening. Granted, I did do Invisalign, so that also helps. Just enhance the natural features, you know, not too much. I wanna look like, dang, she just woke up looking like that. And we're off, little OTD. Got this sweater when me and Faith went to Cape Cod. I love it. I especially am loving the trend lately where, well, I don't know if this is a trend, but I saw somebody else because it's kind of wide, but when you put a like a white t-shirt under, I think it just makes it look more styled. And then I have on my trusty dusty thrifted baggy jeans. These are like the sweatpant jeans, except I got them thrifted. They're just like so soft. Like, if you hear that, it's like literally sweatpants. It's crazy, but I think it's just because they're so old. And then I'm taking my canvas tote that I got from Muji when we went to Oregon. And we're off.
I saw it light.
I really should start tracking how many times I go to Barnes in a month because, man, it's been a lot lately. No regrets. I think Barnes did like a Halloween costume competition, so people are just dressed up. One of the girls in here is dressed up as Faye, like a little fairy. And I said, oh, look at, I told Carter, like, oh, look at the Fae, like, look at the fairy. And he said, is that how God made her? That's funny, that's funny.
Like right here in Utah.
Visit our November book of the month. If you cross those and your mom is not with you, that worker over there will push a button and the alarm goes off. They don't let kids leave here by themselves. So go ahead, try if you want to. Kai wants to do it.
What if you just walk past and stay there?
She's gonna say, hey, get back here.
Really?
No kids without their parents.
So if I put my hand,
If you go ahead.
no, if you even put,
I'll make Kai go out.
even if you stop.
So, one question a day for kids. Open it. It says, how do you feel about growing up? And then you would answer it each year. That's pretty cute.
I actually want one.
I know, if you're not running the show.
This was the book I wanted a few weeks ago. Ooh, she's chunky. Apparently a professor in the area made this curriculum for his course, so they were all sold out, but now they're back. Very pretty. Cover. Oh my goodness, so
I
pretty.
see Pac-Man.
All of these covers are just so pretty. My toxic trait, though, is I want every book to have deckled edges now. Atlanta, it's hot now. That's the best thing about these little coolers. My energy drink is like, it feels like I just took it out of the fridge. Okay, show you guys what I got. First of all, I've been eyeing a Barnes tote like this, and I think these are new. I have not seen this one before, so I got this nice one. It has a zipper too. Some Lego sets. We have this one that Carter got. There you go. Kaiser got this one. He's been wanting a car. There you go. I got this book, Catch 22. And then only other thing I got is gonna be a present, but these kids' journals. And it's a 3-year journal, so it's kind of like the one line a day that I've done. And each year you can do it for different years. And I thought it'd be cute just to have over time. And it gets them in the habit of journaling, which I think is very healthy. And I think that you can solve a lot of your problems through journaling, writing about it. So start them young. Now we're off to home. I told you guys we're going to Faith and Joe's, so we're gonna go home. I'm gonna pick up the pizzas. I also think I'm gonna run into Kroger and get some Halloween candy because I feel like that would just be cute to have tonight. And then we're off to game night. Son has errands, so he's dropping me off at Barnes. My dream. Cute. Sometimes you just gotta take a seat. I really wanted to come because I wanted to look at their journals and stationery, specifically their Japanese notebooks and things. Shipping from the Hobonichi website right now is insane because of the tariffs. And they have Hobonichi in Barnes, so I think I'm gonna get this one. I love their paper, it's so nice. I also have this in my cart on Jet Pins, I believe. I have it here. It's yellow, it's so pretty. I love A5 size because they fit into my Luis Carmen perfectly. Good morning. I came down with a really sickening stomach virus, so I'm a little bit behind on my reset. I was hoping to already be decorated for Christmas at this point. It's not gonna happen, so let's see how much we can get done today. For sure want to do a deep clean. I like to deep clean before I decorate. I did that for fall and I want to do that now for Christmas. Just another nice deep clean. Have some laundry to do, clean our bedroom, our bathroom. And then I also need to get the homeschool room in order because I basically got sick right after I had said that in the last, whatever, how many clips that I said I wanted to do the homeschool room. So that's what's on the agenda today, and then we should be good and ready for November, although it's already November. Actually, probably an hour later because Carter, well, we have some friends and their son, who's Carter's age, knows how to play solitaire and will just like put an audiobook and play solitaire. So I've been meaning to teach Carter how to play. Well, really a YouTube video taught both of us. And so we just played a couple of games, except we've lost both of them because we don't really understand it yet, but we do know how to like at least play, and it's so fun. So anyway, I'm getting a little bit of a later start, but it's okay. Solitaire. I'm glad to have learned it because I feel like there's so many popular card games and games in general that I just never played growing up, so I don't know how to play, but I want to learn. Anyway, starting with the homeschool room. I actually think I'm gonna take some stuff down. I want to utilize this extra closet I have over here for homeschool storage more because I need to be able to access all of my craft stuff. I have not scrapbooked or journaled and stuff like that seriously in a very long time because homeschool has taken over, and I really miss crafting, I miss scrapbooking, and I just don't because I can't get to my stuff. It's just also so like there's not a craft going on over here. It smells weird. I don't know, I'm getting a smell I'm not really a fan of. Okay, so let's just do it. I'm gonna put my headphones on and I'm gonna listen to The Mad Wife. I've said it a million times, but in case you didn't know, it's our November book of the month for book club. Let me grab my phone actually. And because the audio just came out yesterday, I was able to get it, like I was like first in line on Libby, so I already got it. Free, I love it, I love it. Actually, I think this is my Queen's Library card, so I actually did pay to get that, so never mind, actually not quite for free. But either way, let's start. I'm really liking it so far. Only thing I'm not liking about it is that the writing feels very try-hard lit fic. And I don't like that. I love my lit fic to just feel like it came from deep in the author's soul and bones. That it's just who they are, you know, like it's just who they are. And I'm not getting that feeling. I'm getting like she wants it to be this like deep tug on your heartstrings book, but sometimes the best way to do that is by not trying so hard. I don't know if that makes sense. There's an art to it. That's why writing, literature is an art form, and we'll have to see. I'm gonna keep reading because I do feel like it's about to start getting interesting. There was a part last night I was reading on my Kindle that like broke my heart for her. I was like, that is the worst feeling ever. Like I know exactly what that feeling is, like that deep hit in your stomach. So that's a good sign when books can like make you feel almost what the character is feeling. So let's get going. I think I'm on chapter 8. Let's go. I'm actually excited. Also, that one day, the day you get back to like being able to move around and stuff after you've been sick, like you're just so grateful for everything because you've been bedridden.
Wesley had been excused.
This is actually the part I read last night, and I cannot listen to it again because it makes me so uncomfortable like to listen to. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, it makes me like sick. Her husband is like, I don't want to be over dramatic, but he's like low-key toxic. Not low-key, like if I were married to him I'd be like, oh, you're super toxic, I'm out of here. But I don't want to make it seem like it's a book that it's not, you know what I mean? But he is toxic. He's just like not a very loving and like fun husband, and so the scenes with him are just like I just like, I don't know. I almost have like some kind of like PTSD or something from my upbringing that I'm like, oh, I know exactly what, oh. No, actually I'm gagging. Like, oh, no. Actually like making me uncomfortable. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. Like literally from this character. Because I actually think it is giving me PTSD. I'm not even kidding.
Piso nessa areia fina, vejo no mar uma menina, doce Bahia. Vejo dominó na esquina e banguelo sorrindo de alegria, doce Bahia.
Y'all, things have quickly turned the corner. Why does this shirt do this on me? I'm like, am I not proportionate? It never stays in the center. What's going on? Anyway, suddenly I had out the measuring tape, and I told you guys before I wanted to, did I tell you guys this? But I want to do IKEA shelving here just because we always have people moving in and out of our house. So I don't want to do anything too expensive or too permanent to the space because you just never know if someone's going to need a bedroom. And I'll have to give up my homeschool craft space. So I want to do something not too expensive. And do like a big IKEA thing here. So I've been measuring. Then I was going to list this situation on Facebook Marketplace. But it actually fits in our closet. And you guys know our closet situation. My closet situation specifically is quite atrocious just because we don't have proper storage. Like, look at my shirt. Why does it do that? And it fits, you guys. This dresser fits. So I'm very motivated right now to get this IKEA unit, move this dresser into my closet, and have so much more space. Like, I need that in my life, truly. And I just stopped all cleaning. Like the closet that I was cleaning, that's been like that for the past probably 2 hours. And I'm just so excited. So now I'm like, I don't even care about organizing this room because everything's gonna change. In a second, I'll probably be able to take all of this stuff out of here and put it properly on the shelves. And it would be like 90 inches, so probably be as tall as the door. And it would go from like here all the way, probably to there. You'd have a little space. Maybe I would do a tall lamp in the corner right there. And then here, Faith got me this calendar kit that I still haven't busted out because I truthfully don't have anywhere to put it. Unless I did it right there, but I'm like, I don't want to put anything up because everything's going to be changing. But now I just did all the measurements and stuff, and I really think everything's going to be changing. So I'm excited. And then I'll have so much more space. This can be moved out of here and we could just open it up more. Anyway, that's exciting. Okay, while I'm here, I kind of want to organize this closet as well. I normally store my bags in here, but I literally ripped the little hook. It's just like this. I ripped it out of the wall because did I try to put all of those bags on there? I did, and it literally fell. But there's also just grass in here from football, and now that we're done with football, this can all be cleaned out. It's also just very dusty, so I'm gonna clean this. And I just Amazoned some bag hooks to hang from this up here. And they're actually gonna get here today, so that's perfect. Also a good opportunity to clean out their football backpacks, which I can smell from a million miles away. I forgot I've been wanting to do this, but taking the covers off my couch. I haven't done it for this couch yet, so I'm gonna try taking the covers off. I'm nervous because I've never done it for this one yet. This is an IKEA couch, by the way. I will link it down below. Pillows are from Home Goods. My plan did backfire a little bit because now I just vacuumed and there's all these little fuzzies from the pillow that just like went everywhere. It's literally on the cabinet, so that's amazing. But I did do all the tops. Now I need to do all of the bottoms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bottoms. That's all. But I can show you guys the homeschool room and it's looking so much better. I just have these bags still here. I'm gonna hang up in a second. But it's looking so much cleaner, so much better. The closet also looking very nice, very tidy, very organized. Silent unboxing because I don't want to stop listening. Shine. So nice. He never wants to eat it.
As a property, I want to bury her by a land in a place. Because remember, jumping all around Canaan, there, but this will also be.
Guys, we're doing so good this morning. First of all, I got up at 7 to finish cleaning. Well, to start cleaning. Because I just wanted the extra time. And first of all, I can't believe I actually woke up at 7. And I'm feeling good. My little tip was that I started, instead of jumping straight up from like waking up at 10 a.m. or 9 a.m. immediately to 6 a.m. we just had to go to 8 a.m. So I've been doing 8 a.m. for the past like month, maybe over a month, honestly, maybe 2 months. And then with daylight savings, this last night I was like, maybe I can wake up at 7 because it's technically 8. So I woke up at 7, and I honestly feel pretty great. So fingers crossed, hopefully I can keep the 7 a.m. thing going now that the time change has really worked in my favor. And we've gotten so much done. I cleaned the fridge, I picked up groceries, me and the boys just put all the groceries away. The couch is coming together. I just need to wash the smaller covers. And my friend is coming into town to walk and talk. Well, not coming into town. Technically coming into town because she has a layover. And she was like, I'm gonna be here for a second. So I'm going to pick her up from the airport. And I don't know, we're gonna hang out for a couple hours. And so I have like 2 hours basically until I need to be at the airport. So maybe like an hour and a half. Barely an hour to clean, and then I probably need like half an hour to get ready. I really wanted to decorate today, but I already just feel the day slipping away. I need to like really lock in for the next hour. I can do it. Also, in case you're wondering what laundry detergent I use, this is Zum. When we stayed at Josh and Sab's over summer, they used this and it really got me hooked on it. The sea salt one is my favorite, but it wasn't in stock when I needed to order. So I went through a thing of sea salt, and then this is my second one since summer, basically. It's amber, and I really like it. Works great. And then I just do vinegar as my softener. Also helps with odor. I think I've settled on just doing the bathrooms before I need to leave. But I'm gonna need to restock my little cleaning caddy thing. I recently got this on Amazon. And I just put my little Swiffer dusters in there. Vinegar is my main cleaning tool that I use. Vinegar, hydrogen peroxide, and baking soda. And I have glass cleaner. And lately I've been doing Dawn dish soap. I think that's everything. I have my scrubber in my bathroom already. I have 2 empties from my shower. The LMS cleansing balm and the Tower 28 gel cleanser are my favorite combo right now. Her flight got pushed back a little bit, so it's actually perfect timing because I'm not ready yet. I didn't even have time to take a shower, but I do have time to put dinner in the crock pot. I want to try making like slow roast. You guys know I love a crock pot meal. I want to try making like slow roast shredded beef quesadillas. Excuse me, Kaiser. I need to get out of the kitchen, sweetie. All the way out so I don't bump you. And it looks really easy, the recipe. And I will link it down below. All my recipes, if you're ever wondering, are always saved on my Pinterest under recipes. That's where I get, I think, all of my recipes that I share. You might just have to scroll down a little bit. But step 1 are fire roasted crushed tomatoes on the bottom. Boneless chuck roast. I prefer having a 3-pound roast. They only gave me a 2.24, so we're gonna just have to do what we can with it. 2 tablespoons of fajita seasoning. Season on both sides. Gloves. I've already washed my hands 1,000,001 times today on top of cleaning, so I just can't right now. Then place the seasoned roast on both sides on top of the tomatoes. 2 tablespoons of ranch seasoning just sprinkled on top. Some pickled jalapenos. Yummy, that looks so good. Additional, add 1 to 2 tablespoons of butter on top. Obviously, I'm gonna do that. This is what it looks like. Cover and cook on low for 8 hours.
Thank you for making the Whole Foods video for me. Do you remember when you...
Oh yeah, this is how you did the video.
Do you remember the video you did on Whole... I don't even remember.
I don't either. The boys got pizza bagel for the first time. Did you get?
Gluten-free, chug hot sauce, bacon, egg, avocado, hash brown, cheese.
I get the most basic thing. It's just hash brown, sausage, and egg bagel. Back home, I'm back on my grind. Did some rounds of Go Fish with the boys. There's just it's never ending. I started lessons in chemistry, which is set in either the 1940s or the 1920s. The Mad Wife was set in the 1950s, so it has that historical fiction aspect, and there's also like a scientific aspect, and I am really, really liking it so far. It's a great book to continue after The Mad Wife because there are just similar themes. It's not that the vibe is similar, the writing is completely different, characters are different, but the themes are the same and the timing is the same. They're still dealing with a lot of toxic patriarchy and the implications that had on women. Great, 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 great. So far I'm loving the audio. So I'm gonna log in and get to cleaning. couch is finally done. Need a Coke break. Guys, wow, what a week so far. Why do I look terrifying? Okay, whatever. I did get an exciting package yesterday. Lonnie sent me their new Winter Wonderland. Obviously we have to do a taste test. I think they literally reformulated it. The cans are so pretty. I've had it in the freezer for like an hour, so I cannot wait. Now with ribbons of cranberry and sugar plum flavors. New look and taste. And I loved the one last year, so. Oh, it smells so good. Yeah. Completely different taste than last year. It almost tastes like a winter mocktail. Like when you go to a restaurant and they have like seasonal drinks, it has that like crispy, wintry flavor. It tastes completely different than any of their other flavors, which is what I always appreciate about this Winter Wonderland, because sometimes the Alani flavors can start to just all taste the same but different, but this is like different, and I just love that. I don't know what sugar plum is, I've never had that, but cranberry is one of my favorite flavors. Growing up, I used to love cran grape. Cran grape was my jam. Okay, I'm gonna enjoy this, edit the video you guys are currently watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you again so much for watching every week.